All right, we are joined by UCLA head coach Kelly Inouye-Perez and players Jordan Woolery, Taylor Tinsley, and Megan Grant. A reminder to please silence your cell phones, everyone, and then give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. Recording of the press conference with your cell phone video is prohibited, and if you're on Zoom and want to ask a question, please make sure to raise your hand. So, Coach, if you have an opening statement, feel free, and if not, we'll go to questions.
First and foremost, I would love to congratulate all 8 teams. To be able to get here is everyone's goal, and it's a journey and a challenge to be able to be here today. Also, always like to shout out, what happens here in Oklahoma. What they do to bring an event like this, create the noise, the excitement, bring in the fans. I think is a great opportunity. Also to USA Softball for just being able to also recognize some of the greats that have had outstanding careers. But today, this is about my team, my Bruin Bubble, and I'm so proud of their ability to be able to not only set out a goal, but to do what they needed to do to get here, and we're excited to play. So with that being said, I can't wait to get started.
Okay. We'll go front row on the left right here.
James Kreppe with the Oregonian. Kelly, over the 7 years that Missy's been there, what to you has made that series special? And it obviously predated her being there, but in a series that you guys had really dominated this season, was the first time they took a series from you, but it was still very, very competitive. And the Brook transfer and everything else, what has made that a rivalry that has obviously continued in the Big Ten and been special?
That's a lot you just put in there. But I'll just say this, respect for the program. We enjoyed being in the Pac-12 together. And I think one thing that I really enjoyed with Missy is the camaraderie that we had with the coaches in the Pac to be able to really do what was best for the conference. And it was a great day when Washington and Oregon joined us in the Big Ten, so we weren't the only team coming from the Pac. As far as the rivalry is concerned, it's the game. She does a great job. There's a style of play. They pitch, they hit, they defend, and I love that. I love playing against great opponents because it creates great opportunities, big moments, and she's done a great job of that. I think we're on the west side, so we recruit some of the similar athletes from some of the similar programs, so there's a lot of familiarity. But bottom line, right now, the history and everything that we've done is in the history books, and there's been great stories and great opportunities. But now, it's opponent number 1 for us. So respect for the program, but I look forward to just competing with opponent number 1 starting tomorrow.
Okay, we'll stay front row left. Tim.
Coach Tim Willard with the Los Angeles Times. What did you learn from that series you played, a month and 5 weeks ago, and how does that affect your approach going forward?
The Oregon series? Yeah, what I learned is that was an opportunity for us in the middle of conference, on the road, and what I learned most is our best was yet to come. So we didn't play our best ball. We had a day. We had a day where we definitely showed up on day 2 and had a great game. Day 1 was a good battle, but day 3 we didn't finish out. That's what I learned at the end of the day. So I think my team and my players feel the same. At the end of the day, you go to every series with the goal of winning the series, and we walk away knowing we just didn't play our best game. And I think that really set the tone for us getting ready to be able to come through in games like we did in regionals and super regionals because of those lessons learned earlier in the season. So that's pretty much what I learned from that.
Okay, we'll stay on the left side, second row.
Brett Taylor, KZI9 Sports, Eugene. This one, Jordan, for you. Just as someone that was in the batter's spot, getting to face, the pitching rotation that Oregon had in that series, what do you feel like was the most important lesson that you guys learned, considering that what Oregon has presented this season in the pen has been, for the most part, completely brand new? Has obviously found a lot of success this season.
Yeah, they did a really great job against us in the series, but I think we learned a lot. We have watched a lot of film, and I think we're more prepared this time going in. Like Coach I said, I feel like our best is yet to come, and we are still young, but I think we've gained a lot since those last month and 5 weeks, like you said, so I think we're in a really good spot now, and we're excited to play.
Okay, second row left again, Eli.
Eli Letterman, ESPN, for Jordan and Megan. I think there's a famous story about you being separated in the lineup and letting your feelings be known about that. But I'm curious about the relationship you two have forged off the field over the years and how that has spilled into the lineup to the point where it feels so important that you do hit back-to-back.
Jordan, you can go first if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, Megan's the best. I'm grateful to be hitting in front of her, and I feel like our relationship is so special, so it makes it easy to have someone you love, trust, and care about hitting behind you. I think that just makes our relationship so much better on the field, and like off the field, I know Megan's gonna have my back no matter what, and like there's been moments where we're there for each other, regardless of like ups and downs. So I think just having someone so supportive and so loving, like as a teammate, but most importantly as a friend, it means a lot to me. Yeah.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, just knowing Jordan from the start, we clicked immediately. Like, even before we even got here, and it was always like, when's our time, and we finally get here, and it's just a special bond you kind of can't break. Coach I tried to break that by separating us in the lineup, but no, I'm just kidding. No, Jordan's amazing. I feel like everything that we've experienced, obviously being freshmen and then going from sophomore, junior now, our experiences, I feel like we've shared them together, and it makes it that much more special. So just having Jordan here is just one-on-one.
Okay, we go front row to the right.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Taylor, last year was primarily just you and KT. What has the addition of Addison been like, just the three of you kind of working really, really well together?
Yeah, it's definitely been a fire in the bullpen. I think Addison compliments me and KT well, and all three of us really work together as a unit, and as well as Jada Cecil, and we all just kind of really work together and lean on each other, and we always know that we're going to have each other's back no matter what. So, yeah, it's really awesome.
Okay, we go front row left here.
James Crepey from the Oregonian. For Jordan and Megan, you have very different splits against Grind. Jordan, you obviously have quite a bit of success against her, and Megan, you have yet to do so. What is unique against, what is the unique challenge in facing her, and what did you learn in facing her throughout your careers, not just this season, but back to her time at Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I mean, good pitching brings good competition, so I think we just try to rise to the occasion. I think we're just really grateful to face more great pitching once again this weekend, and I feel like it's going to be a really great opportunity for both of us.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. It's great competition, and, it's a competitive battle at the end of the day. Going to win some, going to lose some, but I'm just excited for the next opportunity to just play again.
Okay, we go third row to the right, Justin.
Justin McLeod from D1 Softball. I want to ask Jordan one specifically before I ask you both something. Jordan, that at bat where you ultimately hit the walk-off against South Carolina, on television they showed a still shot of you, and you looked very ready for that moment. Can you go back to that and kind of tell me what was in your mind, what was going through your mind that made you so ready for that moment that ultimately was so successful?
Yeah, I obviously didn't have a lot of success those prior at-bats, so in that moment I was just praying, and I was just like, I'm so grateful to be in this moment and have another at-bat, because I feel like something good is going to come out of it. And Coach I always tells me the game comes back around, so I feel like it was a perfect opportunity for the game to come back around in that moment. So it was just really special, and like we faced a lot of adversity, like just with a lot was happening in South Carolina. So like I was grateful to have my teammates' backs because they were so supportive of me that whole weekend too. So it meant a lot. Yeah.
And then I'll ask Megan and Taylor about the momentum swing. You start with a loss in South Carolina. Jordan hits the walk-off, and then you guys come out and you finish the series pretty resounding fashion. How big is that momentum for you guys coming into this week to not only have won, not only to be here again, but to have done so in such a fashion where you really can just carry it over potentially?
Yeah, I think what Jordan did was the hugest momentum shift, of the series. And for us, it always comes down to a belief, And Jordan started that with us, and we keep saying it to each other, just reiterating it, like, guys, we got this. We all know, like, with everything, we're gonna rely on each other, as a team. And when in doubt, just lean into each other, and that's what we did this whole series.
Yeah, we talk a lot about just loving one another and really just playing for each other and just for the love of the game, and just kind of like we're kids playing wiffle ball like all over again. So that's really all it is. We're just having fun out there, and we're loving one another and just loving the game.
Okay, we go second row on the left, Eli.
Eli Letterman, ESPN. Kelly, you played and began your coaching career at a time where the West Coast schools dominated this sport. The field this week has 5 SEC teams, a first-time appear in Texas Tech, and then UCLA and Oregon, 2 former Pac powers. How can you describe the evolution of the investment in this sport, and then the dynamics of competing in it at a school like UCLA from, maybe 1995 to now?
89, but that was close. I'm going to say this. I think it's outstanding what's happened in the sport. Yeah, I actually liked dominating when it was Westside, and I got to be a product of winning 3 championships as a player. But since then, I've also been in the sport to be able to see it evolve and to see it grow and to see more schools from coast to coast and the investment in the facilities and the coaches and the athletes and the opportunities. I think it's outstanding. With that being said, the investment that goes into the facility here, the stadium has grown, the fans have grown. And for us, that's what we want to do. We say this is the biggest, the greatest opportunity on the biggest stage. And I love that, back in the day, when we go back, the only game that was televised, and sometimes it was tape delayed, was the championship game. And to be able to see where we are today, that everyone's not only getting regular season, I mean, we're going into preseason now, we're going regular season, we're getting the opportunity to see the journeys and get to meet the athletes and be able to see all the postseason from every regional to every super. So there's a lot more investment with the fan base, and there's a lot more of those little girls that are watching this with the opportunity to really have those goals and dreams and be able to pursue it. So I share with these athletes all the time, they are a whole different type of role model than we were back in the day. We were just playing and trying to win a natty. These girls have a great opportunity to show what you can do and how hard it is. Because everybody likes to see adversity, and we go through it. We definitely do. But they're student athletes. They're in school. They take great pride in that. They're competing at the highest level, and they're ultimately role models of powerful women that can get up on a stage, succeed, and fail, but they do it together. And I think these memories that they create are highlighted, where you're getting into living rooms now and you're able to see it. So the sport has grown. The opportunity is big. The stage is big, and I love it. I think it's great for the sport.
Okay, this will be our last question, second round of the left.
Brett Taylor, KZI 9 Sports Eugene. Coach, this one's for you. Kind of talking a little bit about Addison. I know Taylor talked about it, but just what's it been like watching her development as a freshman this season, coming from a kid from Bend, Oregon, small little area, moving to UCLA, and watching her journey grow is a big key component.
I have had the great opportunity to watch her, all through her high school career and what she's done, and have been able to build a great relationship with her of how she just played when she was younger, and every coach in the country was watching her play, to being able to be Gatorade Player of the Year for Oregon, and then have a challenging junior year. But I'm most proud of what she did in her senior year to be able to just overcome just the challenges. She's young and she's talented, and she, there's a big eye on her and a lot of judgment. So what she did in high school to be that not only Gatorade, the state champion, Gatorade Player of the Year, and national, so much credit to her. To be able to be a Bruin, then you just come and you start learning as a freshman. No matter how great you are and how talented you are, your ability to transition away from home and then become a freshman is a challenge. But I love her coachability. She is more than just what she was. She's a better version of herself from what she was in high school, and that, to be able to have at the highest level of high school be decorated, still want to be coachable and develop other weapons, has been something that I have so much respect for her. My pitching coach, Rob Schweier, has paired up with her, and it's been tough. Earlier in the season, it was very emotional. She didn't want to really focus on doing other things, but it was preparing her for moments like that she had through the end of season into today. So she is a better version of herself. It's tough being a freshman. We can go back and learn just the transition. But I love her to death, and I'm so proud of her growth, and her future is very exciting.
Okay, that'll wrap things up for UCLA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hammond